Hi friends, welcome to PDGD course of GATE Academy. In this video we will see what is water requirement of crops. The name itself says water requirement of crops. That means how much amount of water is required for the growth of the crops and in what way you have to apply water to the field from its period of sowing to the period of harvesting. Right, all these things is called as water requirement of crops. The name itself says water requirement of crops is water required by the crop in a different patterns. That means in what way you have to apply water to the crop so that it will be fully grown and during the period of sowing and before harvesting. That is called water requirement of crops. Now if you see some terminologies, first one is crop period. Name itself says crop period. That means it is a duration from the point of sowing, of crops to the point of harvesting, point of sowing of seeds to the point of harvesting of crops. Harvesting of crops. You know, like if I say sugar cane, it's a perennial crop, that is 365 days crop. So in this January you have sown the seed, in the next January you are harvesting the crop. So this 12 months period is called as crop period for sugar cane. So crop period is the time period from the sowing of the seeds and the harvesting of the crop. Now coming to base period. Base period is the time period between the first watering and last watering of the crops. First watering, when do you do first watering? Before sowing, for preparation of the land, before sowing, for preparation of the land, you will provide some water to the field, and before harvesting you will add water into the field for its growth. So this is last watering, this is harvesting, this is the point of harvesting, this is the point of sowing, and this is first watering. Time period from the first watering to the last watering is called as base period. Generally it is shown by B, and then from sowing to the harvesting it is called as crop period. From sowing to the harvesting it is called as crop period. From first watering to the last watering it is called as base period. Generally crop period is more than base period, but for practical purposes we assume that crop period is approximately equal to base period. So in the problem, if you see something like growth period, crop period and base period, all the three things are same. That is the time period from the, that is the time required for the growth of the crops. We are saying that in terms of watering, because what in irrigation we majorly deal with is supplying the water to the field so that crops grow in a proper fashion. That is the idea. So this is the base period, this is crop period. Next important term is delta, which is generally represented like this with this symbol delta. Delta is a total amount of water required by the crop throughout its base period for its fully growth is called, that is the total amount of the water required by the crop throughout its base period for its full growth is represented by delta. So if you take any crop, so during its base period, generally what is the base period? We will call Kharif season crops, Rabi season crops. That season will be generally for 3 months, that means 90 days, and some crops will be for 120 days, and if it is perennial crops like sugarcane, it will be for 1 full year, that is 365 days, and if you see crops like cotton, it will be for 6 months. So if you consider all these crops, during this 6 months, what is the water that is required by the crop completely in terms of depth? That is called as delta. That means let us say for 90 days is the base period. Daily you will not apply the water, you will apply the water, let us say for every 14 days you are applying the water, or for every 15 days you are applying the water. 15 days you are providing 20 centimeters, next 15 days you are providing 20 centimeters, like that, for 15 days if you provide 20 centimeters, the total amount of the water you provided is 120 centimeters. So, delta 120 centimeters, are you getting it? Let us say if crop has base period as 90 days, for every 15 days you are providing 20 centimeters of water to the field. Every 15 days you are providing 20 centimeters of water to the field. So, 20 centimeters, 20 centimeters, 20 centimeters, 20, 20, 20. Overall, how much amount of water you have provided? 120 centimeters of water you have provided for its growth, right? So, that total amount of water is called as delta. Generally, the delta varies for crop to crop. If you see for different crops, the value of delta in centimeters it will be given to you. So, it is for sugarcane also it is more 120 centimeters. For rice also it is 120 centimeters. Next, for cotton generally it is in the range of 50 to 60 centimeters. Next, for wheat it is 40 centimeters, something like this, and for maize it is somewhere like 25 centimeters. These are the various values of delta for different crops. Throughout the base period, this much amount of water if you apply to the field, then crop grows without any problem, without any issues of water. But providing this water itself is very difficult nowadays because of scarcity of water. This is one more important parameter. Next important parameter is duty. Duty of any water or duty of any canal is defined as the amount of area in hectares. Irrigated when 1 cubic of water is allowed throughout its base period. When 1 cubic of water is allowed throughout its base period. That means you are passing 1 meter cube of water in a field. You are passing 1 meter cube of water. Let us continuously. If there is some rice crop, let us say base period is generally 3 months, that is 90 days. You are applying the water to the field. Once if you are applying water to the field, what happens? But you are applying 1 meter cube per second of water to the field. That amount of water will irrigate certain area. Let us say that is certain area in hectares. It can be A hectares or D hectares, but you are providing 1 meter cube per second of the water. So, the amount of the area that is irrigated by passing 1 cubic of water throughout its base period is called as duty. Generally, it is represented by D, and units of duty is hectares per cubics. That means it is 1 cubic of water, 1 cubics of water will generally irrigate D hectares of land. 1 cubic of water will generally irrigate D hectares of land. D represents what? Duty. That is what I am saying. If you are passing 1 meter cube of water for a base period of B days, then it will irrigate a land of D hectares, where D is called duty. Generally, the units of duty is given as hectares per cubics. This is what is very much important. You have to remember this, and generally if you see there there will be a relationship between duty, delta and base period. Like let us say the water requirement of the crop is delta, which is given in say let us say delta. Generally we will take it this in meters. the base period of the crop is B days, base period of crop is B days. If you are passing 1 meter cube per second of the water, if you are passing 1 cumex of water into the field, if you are passing 1 cumex of water into the field for its base period, then it will irrigate d hectares of land. It will irrigate d hectares of land. You are passing 1 cumex of water into the field for B days, it will irrigate the d hectares of the land with a depth of delta meters, with a depth of delta meters. Here we are generating a relationship between d, b and delta. Fine. So here if you see, what is the volume of the water that you are adding? Volume of water added into the field. Volume of water added into the field is, you are adding 1 meter cube of 1 cumex of water for a period of B days. That is 1 meter cube per second multiplied with B days, B into 24 into 60 into 60 seconds. So that is equal to, you can write this as 86,400 multiplied with B meter cube. 86,400 multiplied with B meter cube. This is volume of water added into the field. Now volume of the water, volume of area irrigated, volume of area irrigated, or volume of the water that is present in the field is what? D hectares is the area multiplied with the depth of the water is delta. So that is D into 10 to the power of 4 meter square multiplied with delta in meters. Units are important. Delta you are substituting in meters. Volume of water added must be equal to volume of area irrigated. Considering there are no losses, volume of water added is equal to volume of area irrigated. Volume of water added is equal to volume of area irrigated. Volume of water added is equal to volume of area irrigated, that is 86,400 B is equal to D multiplied with 10 to the power of 4 into delta. So this is D is equal to 8.64 B by delta. D is equal to 8.64 B by delta. Units are very much important. The relationship between D, B and delta is given as D is equal to 8.64 B by delta, where D is duty of canal, duty of water or canal in hectares per cumex or hectares per meter cube per second. B is base period of crop, base period of crop in days. B is base period of crop in days. Delta is water required by the crop, water required by the crop for its full growth. For its full growth, units are important. This is in meters. So if you substitute delta in meters, B in days, you will get duty of the water in hectares per cumex. So it depends upon, and if you want to calculate, let us say this is the duty of the water, then if you want to calculate the amount of area irrigated, then for a given discharge, the area irrigated for a given discharge of Q cumex, area irrigated would be equal to Q times D. A is equal to Q times D. This is also very much important. Area irrigated is equal to, this is Q cumex into, this is what? This is meter cube per second multiplied with hectares per meter cube per second. Both the things get cancelled. So area irrigated is Q multiplied with D hectares. This is what you will see. Or let us say, if you want to irrigate an area of A, then what is the discharge you have to provide? That is equal to A by D. This is how duty is used. Duty is generally used to find out the discharge that is required at the canal. See, you know, whenever, what exactly is the idea of the duty? Let us say there is a canal, you know, artificial channel is passing and it is carrying some amount of water. This canal is designed for some amount of discharge. That discharge further will depend upon the water requirement of the crop. So, from water requirement of the crop, you know the base period, you know the delta that is required over here, you know the from that B and delta, you can calculate the duty of the water by using this relationship. And if I say I have to irrigate 20 hectares, 30 hectares, I know how much area that has to be irrigated in that place, or what is the command area for that canal, you know. So, the area that has to be irrigated, I know. Once I know the area that has to be irrigated over there, then discharge is given as, discharge that is to be provided at the canal is given as A by D, right. The discharge that you have to provide is generally given as A by D. This, if you allow this much amount of discharge, then it will irrigate an area of A, it will irrigate an area of A with base period B and delta D. So, generally the duty is used to find out the discharge at the canals, and there would be various factors that affects the duties. You know what? First one is soil properties. The soil over there, if permeability is more, the water goes more into the field, that means the duty will increase. That is one thing. Next, you know, the water requirement of the crops, type of crop. If type of crop, you know, for sugarcane more amount of delta is there. If delta is more, you can see D is equal to 8.64 B by delta. D is equal to 8.64 B by delta. If delta is more, then what happens to duty? Duty decreases. If delta is more, then duty decreases. So, it depends upon type of crops, type of soil present in the field. With you know, with increase in the delta, the value of duty decreases. With increase in the soil permeability, then what happens? Water goes more into the field. Once water goes more into the field, the crop grows at the full, you know, the crop grows fully, more amount of area will be irrigated. So, duty will also increase. That is the idea. What happens? Permeability is more, means water grows inside. Once water goes inside, more amount of water is available for the roots. Plant grows at the better rate. So, duty increases. That is what I am saying. So, if soil permeability is more, then duty is also more, or type of, based upon the type of the crop. If delta is more, then duty will be less. And you know, types of the irrigation system, whether it is artificial irrigation system or natural irrigation system, or let us say you are finding a new irrigation system, then the duty is more for the artificial irrigation system compared to that of the natural irrigation system. Then still there are many other things, but these are the basic you know, important parameters that represents the duty. Remember, you have to remember the base period. I mean, what exactly is the base period, what exactly is the delta. You do not have to remember these values, it is asked very rarely, but relationship between duty, delta and base period is important. Maximum number of problems are solved from this chapter only, that is duty, delta and base period and area required for the irrigation. Let us see duty at various places. Duty means the amount of area irrigated for a given discharge, right, hectares per cumex. 1 cumex of water will irrigate how much amount of area, that is the idea. Now, if you see duty of the water at different places, this is the river, from the river water enters into the main canal. This quantity, that river which water that enters into the main canal is considered as generally gross quantity, and the water that is entering from main canal to the branch canal or from branch canal to the distributary is called as lateral quantity. This one is also considered as lateral quantity, and from distributed to the minor canal is also considered as lateral quantity, and from minor canal to the water course is called as outlet factor. This one is called as outlet factor, and from water course to the field, this one is considered as net quantity. This one is considered as net quantity. See, so gross quantity, lateral quantity, this is also lateral quantity, and this is outlet factor, this is net quantity. Now, if you see, you are releasing water from here. Idea is to irrigate the field that is present over here, you are releasing water from here. Once if you release the water from here, there will be some amount of losses because of seepage, losses because of friction. See, here if water seeps, there there will be growth of plants. If here the water seeps, it enters into the groundwater table, that means it is wastage of the water. So, there will be huge amount of losses considered to all these things. So, generally the water released at the net quantity will be having more duty, because the losses over here is less compared to that of losses over here. So, duty of net quantity is more than outlet factor. Duty of net quantity is more than outlet factor, which is more than lateral quantity, and which is more than gross quantity. Duty at various places, so which is more than gross quantity. These are the various things that you have to consider. Net quantity is more than outlet factor, which is more than lateral quantity, which is more than gross quantity. That is the idea. So, see here, river, gross quantity, lateral quantity, outlet factor and net quantity. Since the losses are here, the duty will be more. Duty means more amount of area will be irrigated over here compared to that of here, because there will be huge amount of losses in all these places. That is the thing. Next, as we have discussed the factors that is affecting the duty, I have already told you type of the crop. Like different types of the crop will require different amounts of delta values. That is, rice requires 120 centimeters and wheat requires only 40 centimeters. That means duty of rice is less compared to that of duty of wheat. That is the idea. It all depends upon the type of crop and delta required for the crop and the type of the soil. I told you soil permeability is more. If soil permeability is more, water seeps into the soil, because of which the duty of the water increases. Why duty of the water increases? If water seeps into the soil, more amount of the area will be irrigated, or farming can be done in more amount of the area. That is the idea. Now, rainfall. If there is rainfall that is present in the, in a given area, there is some amount of rainfall, delta required will be less. Let us say for rice, delta required is how much? 120 centimeters. For rice, delta required is 120 centimeters. If there is some amount of rainfall, delta means water required is 120 centimeters. If there is a rainfall of 30 centimeters, then what is the delta you have to provide to the field? Required is 120 centimeters. If 120 centimeters of water is present over there, then rice will grow happily. Out of this 120 centimeters, 30 centimeters of rainfall is occurring during the base period. That means you have to provide next 90 centimeters. The canal has to provide only 90 centimeters. There is no need of providing 120 centimeters. That is the idea. Delta effective would be equal to 120 minus 30, that is equal to 90 centimeters. Based on this, you have to calculate the duty. Remember, if there is some amount of rainfall, then what happens? The value of delta decreases. If value of delta decreases, duty increases. That is the idea. If there is rainfall, then duty of the water increases, because delta required will reduce. Next, it also depends upon the climatic conditions. In a given climatic conditions, like if it is more humid condition, or if temperature is more amount of evaporation, if there is more amount of evaporation, duty will decrease. So, these are the various concepts, and types of methods of irrigation, whether it is conventional methods or modern methods of irrigation. In modern methods of irrigation, losses are less and duty will be more. So, these are the factors affecting the duty: type of crop, duty depends upon delta, duty depends upon permeability. If permeability is more, then duty is more. If temperature, climate, season, if temperature is more, duty will be less. Rainfall pattern, if rainfall is more, then duty required will be, duty of the water is also more, not required, duty of the water is more, delta required would be reduced. Then methods of farming, conventional methods or modern methods of irrigation, all those things comes into the picture. So this is where we have discussed base period, delta, duty, relationship between base period, delta and duty, and we have discussed duties at various places and factors affecting the duty. Next, coming to some important terminologies like paleo irrigation. What is paleo irrigation? If you remember, I have told you just before sowing, we will be doing one type of watering, that is first watering. Just before sowing we will do first watering, so that if let us say soil is very much dry, you can't sow the seeds into the soil, right? So what happens, you will water the soil, you will first pass water through it so that soil becomes soft, then you will put seeds or you will sow seeds into the soil, right? The process or the method of irrigation in which first watering is done before sowing, the method of in which the first watering is done before sowing is called as paleo irrigation. It is called as paleo irrigation. Here it is harvesting. The methods the method in which first watering is done in order to prepare the land is called as paleo irrigation, so that you can easily sow the seeds into the soil. Next is core watering. Core watering, this is the first watering after sowing the seeds. The first watering that is done after sowing the seeds, this is, let us say, sowing the seeds, sowing, and here it is harvesting. The first watering after some amount of growth of the crop, or the first watering that is done after sowing the seeds is considered as core watering. First watering after sowing the seeds is considered as core watering. Generally more amount of water is required over here, and after that water is supplied at regular intervals to the field. Initially more amount of water is required and you are providing more amount of water. That amount of water which is provided after sowing the seeds or after sowing, crop gets some amount of height. That point of time, whatever the water that you are you are providing is called as core watering, and the period during which the first watering is done is called as core watering, and the period during which is called core period, and the depth of the water is called as core depth. The depth of the water that is provided during this period is called as core depth, and the period during which the first watering is done after sowing of the crops, and after sowing crop attains some amount of height, and after this point you will apply some amount of water. Are you getting it? First you will throw the seeds into the soil. Once if you throw seeds into the soil, crop rises up to some amount of height, then you will add water to it. That type of watering is called as core watering, and the depth required for that core watering is called as core depth, and period during which it is done is called as core period. Generally, see here how exactly it means is, a newborn baby does not require that much amount of food, but if you see, once he is in his 5th class, 6th class, he starts eating food, and when he is in correct age, he requires more amount of the food, right? He requires more of, like, if you are in the 10th class, 8th class, 9th class, if you eat, more amount of the food will be given to you, and afterwards your intake of the food reduces and it will be in the regular intervals, and once if you reach to the old age, your intake of the food reduces, right? So the initial periods is very much important, where more amount of food has to be provided to you. The same thing, more amount of water has to be provided for the crops to grow in the initial period. So that type of watering is called as core watering, and core depth and core period. In some of the problems you will see, instead of base period he will give you core period, instead of base depth he will give you core depth. Then also you will use the same formula, that is 8.64 B by delta, where for calculation of duty you are taking 8.64 B by delta, right, where B is base period, delta is the water requirement of the crop. Here sometimes instead of base period you can also take it as core period, you can take this as core depth. Formula is same, but only the idea is different. It is only first watering, whereas base period is the time period for the from sown to the harvesting. That is the meaning of it. Next, when you are dealing with the irrigation, or if you are a water resource engineer, you should have an idea of different seasons and different crops, because you have to provide water for different crops. Now, if in India, generally I am talking, it is not exact perfectly thing. In India, generally if you consider, there are three types of seasons: summer season, kharif season, rabi season. People don't consider the summer season also. From agriculture point of view, 6 months they consider that as kharif season, 6 months they will consider that as rabi season, but in general it is divided into 3 seasons. And the kharif season is generally from June, July to September or October, and rabi season is from October or November to January or February, and from this one is February or March, May or June. February or March to May or June, February or March to May or June, June, July to September, October, November to January, February. This is winter season crop. This is monsoon crops. This is generally considered as monsoon crops, and this is winter season crop. Winter season crop, you can also call this as dry season crop. Monsoon crops in India, more amount of crops are monsoon crops only. And in summer, what do you generally grow in summer? Mango and all those things will come in summer season. And you can see the different types of season. Jaist, that is in Hindi nomenclature or Sanskrit nomenclature of it. But this kharif and rabi got this from the Arabic technologies. Okay. Now, kharif season crops are generally rice. Remember one thing, sugar cane is a perennial crop. Perennial crop means it is grown throughout the year, whether it is kharif season or rabi season. Sugar cane is a perennial crop. Whereas sugar cane is a perennial crop. And cotton, if you consider cotton is a 6 months crop. Cotton is a 6 months crop, in which it considered both rabi and kharif and rabi seasons it is grown. In both collectively you will see that cotton is a 6 months crop. And if you want the examples of kharif season crops, it is rice, maize, bajra, jowar, millets, etc. All these things comes in kharif season crops. And rabi season crops, the major rabi season crop is wheat and peas, barley, leguminous crops, potato, tomato, grams, all these things. So these are the major things. At least remember these crops, because while solving the problems it is very much important to remember this, what is kharif season crops, what is rabi season crops, and what is perennial crops, and what in what months cotton crop is grown. Accordingly you have to design your canal, that is accordingly you have to provide the discharges. That means, let us say, for example, I am discussing it over here. There is a canal here. Of provide. It is designed for some discharge Q. During kharif season, it satisfies rice requirements. During Rabi season it satisfies wheat requirements. Fine. Now, so that means let us say for rice the discharge required is Q and for wheat discharge required is Q dash. Discharge required is Q dash. Then you will design this in such a way that maximum of these two things. Here I will say this as Q double dash, that is design discharge of the canal is maximum of Q comma Q dash. If these are different season crops, then design discharge of the canal is maximum of Q comma Q dash. And let us say if there are same season crops, that means here in any canal, I will take it separately, in any canal there is some discharge Q double dash. You are growing rice, parallel, in some area you are growing rice, in some area you are growing sugar cane. In some area you are growing rice, in some areas you are growing sugar cane. So sugar cane is a perennial crop and rice is a Kharif season crop. That means during Kharif season there will be rice, there will be sugar cane also. Let us say discharge required for rice is Q, discharge required for sugar cane is Q dash. At this point where both the types of crops is seen in a given instant, then Q double dash is equal to Q plus Q dash. Q double dash is equal to Q plus Q dash. It is not maximum of these two things. You have to satisfy rice and you have to satisfy sugar cane also. That is important thing. You have to provide Q plus Q dash. If this requires 2 meter cube per second and this requires 5 meter cube per second, you have to design this for 7 meter cube per second. If this requires 5, if this requires 2, if you design for 5, that is enough. That means if canal carries 5 meter cube per second of discharge, when there is rice you release 5 and when you are growing wheat you release 2. That is sufficient. That is the idea of this. That is the reason you have to remember this, and in the field you will have a better idea if you remember what is Kharif season crops, what is Rabi season crops, and how much amount of water you have to release to the given nearby field. So these are the various things, some basic definitions, and idea is always remember one formula, that is D is equal to 8.64 B by D. A is equal to Q times C. Maximum amount of questions will be solved, and it's better if you remember this. It's not like it's better, you have to remember this. If you remember this, then maximum number of questions are asked from this chapter only or this concept only. So if you remember these three things, the irrigation weightage is generally nowadays you can see only 2 marks. And it is also from 2 to 4 marks, max would be 4 marks, right now it is only 2 marks, that 2 marks is also being asked from this concept only. So this is the idea, please remember and understand. Thank you.